Hello and welcome to the channel. It is no longer news that an election tribunal has refuted the Osun State July governorship election, which Senator Adeleke purportedly won and declared the immediate past governor Adeleke Oyetola as the true winner. What is news right now is that the People's Democratic Party (PDP), whose platform Adeleke contested on, could use the same ploy and tactics they employed in the Osun State elections to rig the presidential election next month. Popular journalist and political analyst Ismail Omipidan did a piece on the Vanguard newspaper where he warned Nigerians to beware of the PDP's plots going by what they successfully implemented in July in Osun State. Let's read Omipidan's article to be wise of the opposition party's tricks. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Osun. How BVAS exposed PDP's rigging machine. When in August 2022 I announced to the whole world that in Osun, my principal Adeboyega Oyetola did not lose the July 16 governorship election, but only lost the vote count, some Nigerians, especially sympathizers of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), were furious. They called me names, but they could not marshal any reasonable argument to disprove my position. So, last Friday's judgment of the Osun State Election Petition Tribunal for me is a vindication of my position prior to the 2018 governorship election that majority of Osun citizens who are reasonable, knowledgeable, and who value education could not have voted for a man who allegedly forged a certificate and who, apart from dancecraft, has nothing to offer the state. His administration of Osun in the last 60 days has further exposed him as a man lacking in character, content, and capacity. Similarly, the outcome of the tribunal is equally a vindication of my August 2022 postulation that we only lost the vote count and not the election. Contrary to the claims of the governor and his cohorts, 3 of the judges agreed on the fact that he forged a certificate, while 2 concurred that there was indeed overvoting in the July 16 governorship election. And in accordance with the Electoral Act, the invalid votes were separated from the valid ones, and Oyetola was declared as the validly elected governor of Osun State. Therefore, issue of Member 1 and Member 2 being propounded by Senator Adeleke, Kolakbo Alimi, and the rest only exist in their imagination. It is a pity that the governor does not know, and those we thought should know ended up misleading the poor man. In the lead judgment, which was over 90 pages, we featured prominently to indicate that the position reached we arrived at by 2 or more persons. Similarly, the dissenting judgment, which was just 8 pages, I featured prominently to indicate he was alone in that decision. How Senator Adeleke's men were able to confuse him that an 8-page judgment can be used to upturn an over 90 pages of sound and scholarly judgment which are well grounded in law and facts remains a mystery to me. But let's go back to the issue of overvoting. The Electoral Act is clear. To make a return as to the announcement of the results of election, the presiding officer must take into account what the BVAS transmitted, which is in the back end. In this instance, Senator Adeleke was declared winner of that election by the Inec on July 17, based on the figures the BVAS transmitted. It was these figures the APC and Oyetola applied for and got from the Inec. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. After filing their petitions, the PDP rushed to Inec and obtained what was later referred to as a synchronized BVAS report. Assuming without conceding that there should be a synchronized BVAS report, the next question to ask, which I raised in September, is on what basis then was Adeleke declared winner on July 17? By their stretch of argument, it means Adeleke was declared winner before synchronization. Since Adeleke was never declared winner by opening the BVAS machine, how on earth will you now sway the tribunal to accept that? At any rate, even in that one too, The expert hired by Adeleke, Samuel Oduntan, to analyze the BVAS machine also admitted before the court that there was overvoting. The only difference is that he said it was discovered in only 6 polling units. But during the cross-examination, APC and Oyetola counsel were able to prove to him that apart from the 6 he claimed overvoting occurred, there were others. Under the supervision of the Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec), I conducted the forensic analysis of BVAS machines. I then analyzed the results with Form EC8A series. My report didn't determine who won or lost. I only gave the figures. I observed overvoting in 6 polling units. I was paid for the job, but it does not affect the figures and facts in my report, he said. On the cross-examination by petitioner's counsel Akin Olujinmi son, Oduntan, while being confronted with his witness statement and the BVAS report, Exhibit RB VR on accreditation figure in Ward 4, Unit 7 said, "In my witness statement, page 7, serial number 138, the accreditation figure as extracted on BVAS machine is 388, but on Exhibit RB VR, it is 313. But because it is difficult to cover up lies even in the synchronized BVAS reports presented before the tribunal by Inec, the APC and Oyetola legal team were able to prove overvoting in over 100 polling units across the 10 local government areas, LGAs, which they were challenging. What is more, Inec, the beneficiary, Adeleke and the PDP, which sponsored Adeleke, could not even agree on the BVAS reports they presented before the tribunal. This was what led the Adeleke's counsel to disown even the synchronized BVAS report Inec presented to the tribunal. Again, Inec's witness who testified before the tribunal did not disown the BVAS reports given to Oyetola and the APC, and she admitted under cross-examination that there was indeed overvoting in that election. Take note that apart from the BVAS report obtained by APC and Oyetola, all other BVAS reports were generated after the petition had been filed and served. And the tribunal reiterated the above position when it said, moreover, Exhibit BVR given to Oyetola and APC has not been withdrawn by the first respondent, Inec, who made and issued it. The petitioners relied on Exhibit BVR in maintaining this petition. While I agree with Inec and most Nigerians that nothing is wrong with BVAS, I, however, make bold to say that a lot is wrong with the operators, especially those who came up with the idea of synchronization. For me, all stakeholders interested in deepening our electoral system and democracy must devise means to tackle synchronization of BVAS reports before the presidential and National Assembly elections. That's the news, guys. Bye.